Actually,
I'm done.
We're laughing about it, but it is really the example of what's wrong with the world, that you have to wait. It happened again yesterday with the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and someone reporting something that was not yet what had happened.
Yeah.
And it turned out to not be true because people get their news from bloggers who want clicks.
That's right.
And not journalists who want to tell the story.
Well, listen, don't
get all serious and tell the real stuff.
Don't get all serious, man. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Back to this queen lady.
This cover.
Right.
The cover-up.
That's what it is.
That's what's happening.
That's what it is.
Trying to slip her.
We gonna see.
Rosenberg, what you got?
Man, mine is for any man in particular who decides to spend time on Twitter talking trash and bullying a black woman who we don't know exact details, but was shot in some way by a man. And by the way, I have not villainized Tory Lanez. I don't know the whole story. All I know is this. The idea that you would spend time trying to bully Megan Thee Stallion in a public forum.
Are you talking at DJ Akademiks right now?
Well, he was a loud one, but I know lots of people like him. You know?
But you could tell, Ebro, you see in comments and in posts, it's disgusting.
Yo, people really show how small their penis is.
Yikes.
Publicly. No, they really do. The idea that you would want to come after Megan Thee Stallion, regardless of what you know about all of it, if you don't know it, you're a Tory Lanez fan, okay, well then just lay out and be quiet and let it play out. But the idea that you would talk in a foul way to Megan, to me, is so embarrassing and repulsive. And you're so angry because you yourself can't spend time with a woman because you got Cheeto dust so on your fingers from being on Twitch all day.
Oh, my God.
You're so far away from a woman that you think you need to bully women?
Wow.
Yo, bro, that's...
Congratulations.
Next time you're on one of the porn websites that you frequent for 14 hours a day, and
Yo, who are you talking
and you
to?
see the penis enlargement.
No,
it's not. I'm telling you, it's not very specific.
Cheeto dust?
It's not very specific. It's general.
There's a profile. There's a profile of an individual.
There's a profile of an individual. They may have a leader, but once you see that thing, when you're on the porn, when you're in hour 7 of pornography, and on the right side it says, enlarge your penis, click that and pay to enlarge your penis rather than talking trash about a woman who was shot in public.
Wow.
It's embarrassing.
Nothing to worry about.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Did I lie?
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good what you're saying. And I think I've been pretty public about this, and I've said this before. I told Tory Lanez via text, I was like, I can't support how you're moving with this. I was like, I don't know what happened. But immediately after the whole thing came out, I told him, I was like, I don't like how you're handling this. Like, you haven't said anything like, it was a bad night, I would never want to hurt Megan Thee Stallion, anything. You put out an album. You put out a promotional thing to generate money after someone was harmed. As a man, when you do that to me, I can't support that. Without even knowing exactly what happened, you just didn't handle that moment and say, I would never hurt this woman. It was a terrible night. You don't have to get into the details. Say something. Don't put out an album that's professing your love
and the taunting online and showing up
and
to
here's the other
concerts.
Part. The other part of this that I don't know if people are paying attention to is Megan has been very specific. Going back to the beginning where she wasn't saying much, felt like she was being bullied, and then she was very specific in saying Tory Lanez shot me. But that's not what she said. That's not what I want to say. I don't want to, but y'all keep coming for me, so you're forcing me to say something. I didn't want to do that. She has been very specific. On the other side, there hasn't been a lot of specificity.
And nor has there been like an outright, I'm going to do an interview, get on camera, look at the camera and say, I promise you, I never pulled out a gun on a woman. That's all I want. Tell me you never pulled out a gun on a woman.
You don't have to get into, and so my thing is, I can't support the handling of it. We'll find out what the facts are, but from looking at it, one person has been very specific, the other one has not.
And to my point, where is the win in jumping out on social media to throw shots towards Megan? Where is the win there? If you're a man, why would you do that?
It's such a coward move, bro.
Maybe I'm missing something. I don't understand.
You're such a cuck.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
With Laura Styles and Rosenberg.
It's a lot.
Time and time again, Rosenberg.
What?
You don't ride for the bros, man. Time and time again.
I don't care about the bros. There's never been one like men versus women thing where I'm like, I'm on team man. Nah, y'all can have a good time on your team. I'm gonna hang on the other side. I'd rather be over here. Tell me the bro side that's fun to be on.
Wait, what?
The bros who are right. Nah, I don't like what they're doing here. A woman's always trying to. Okay, well, guess what?
You're so beta.
I believe women.
What's the term? You're so beta. You're such a beta male.
No, a real man
Beta.
would stand up and
word, right?
bully.
That's right, beta,
An alpha
so
stands up and bullies a woman publicly. That's what the alpha does.
Cast 197 minutes commercial free. We got money this morning.
Tory Lanez was supposed to be in
Focus.
court Wednesday.
Right to the big story. Right to the
No
bottom.
playing around with the co-host.
Shut up! Oh my gosh! All right, listen. This is a big story yesterday.
right.
Tory Lanez was supposed to be in court on Wednesday regarding the 2020 shooting incident that left Megan Thee Stallion injured. Okay.
All right.
But the date was pushed to April. After the hearing, he tweeted, "You can't buy and tweet your way out of this one. Not today." So it was everybody took it, and obviously the internet blew it up as he was coming at Megan. Well, she goes on Instagram and posts a text message of him apologizing the night of the incident.
Okay, all right.
Saying, "Meg, I know you're probably never going to talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know that I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, ish would have never happened. I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible." All right? Then Tory decides to go and clarify that and says, I see how you spun that, but Good D had me effing two best friends and I got caught. That's what I apologize for. It's sick how you spun it. A lot of back and forth, guys, with this. And
I'll say it again.
It got really messy with other people claiming that they saw certain paperwork from courts. And look, guys, the court date is set for April 5th. So let's just wait till everything comes out.
And it's not a public situation down there at the court. The court has not wanted this to be public, or whoever wanted it to not be public. The LAPD has not shown what's in their documents and the evidence. So according to the actual news coverage, not blogger coverage, not friends of artists coverage, not random social media coverage, but actually people covering court, they're saying the information's not public on what's in there, the detail.
Right. So that's why I was trying to understand how things got leaked and people were saying
Well,
things.
because Tory Lanez's lawyer is saying that they're doing some DNA discovery, and they've hired somebody to do some DNA discovery, and based on blobbity blippity blam, we feel good about it. Tory Lanez's lawyer.
So he put that out there.
Right. So people are taking what Tory Lanez's lawyer, I think, is saying.
Are you saying that Tory Lanez's lawyer is not an objective person on the guy who's getting paid for Tory Lanez to win is not the only source we should listen to?
Well, and there's also, I think, in this a court of public opinion, right? Where I don't know how this stuff goes. I've never been charged with a gun charge. I've never gone through these things, but I've watched in the past. And have you ever noticed where people get convicted of things or charges and they get like time served or no jail time or whatever? Because this process has been going on for a long time. It may end up where Tory Lanez doesn't end up going to jail, right? Or getting, his citizen, I think his ability to go back to come to the United States, visa snatched or whatever it is.
Because Tory is from Canada.
He's Canadian.
It's a big deal. People feel like this specific, depending on the outcome, he could get deported.
So none of that could potentially happen. That doesn't mean that Tory Lanez isn't guilty. It just means that based on time served or whatever, he copped a plea or a plea bargain. Because remember, in the beginning of this, Megan didn't even want to say specifically what happened. This started when Megan was like, yo, I didn't even want to talk about what actually happened because I didn't want to get Tory in trouble. But Tory Lanez shot me. And she was very specific.
But that was after a lot of public bullying from a lot of people and his people putting out all these crazy narratives.
And by the way, all of everything that Tory's saying in his text could be true. People are focused on that. But if a gun was pulled out and a gun went off and somebody was injured, somebody needs to be held accountable.
Yes.
And if Megan, the person injured, feels like somebody did that to her maliciously or with intent, I think that's what this whole thing really boils down to. Would a man pull out a gun, inebriated, intoxicated, clearly he's saying he was, it goes off, somebody's injured.
Whether you shot directly at her and the bullet ricocheted and fragments of the bullet were in her foot.
Yeah, that part doesn't really matter.
She was bleeding, guys. She got hurt because of this action.
And what I said to Tory Lanez privately was, I don't like how you're handling it. I don't know what happened. But to put out that first project that he put out and act as if I could just promote an album around someone being injured with a gun going off was tacky to me. I didn't like it. I can't support that.
Well, and also we've never been given any reason to know that what's being said about him is not true. So I'm reserving judgment and assuming that Megan is telling the truth.
She's being specific.
She's being specific. I'm not coming out. I don't think we need to vilify Tory Lanez. We can let the trial play out. I'm not saying everyone you have to come down and say you hate the guy. Wait and watch the trial. Okay,
Yep.
let's see what happens.
Let's just wait and see.
But why people would come at Megan and discredit her? Megan's a very
They are trash.
It's disgusting.
She's a
Rosenberg.
very credible person. She is.
They are trash.
Court
Thank
date
you.
is set for April 5th. That's your flash and ledger. But the time is 8:06, high of 36 degrees, alternate side.